just getting set up here. Welcome in. Let's finish getting the setups all set up. I think that's a great idea. Actually gonna end up being here. I think right here is going to be, it's like, how do I get this bitch over there? I don't think that's going to happen. You know what might happen though? I think this might. Actually, you're looking for this. So much craziness. All right, let's move this over. I'm going to try and move the space over. I'm just setting up for a live meditation session here. I feel like I can move this over. I feel like this needs to be dropped a little bit. I'm curious to see what this looks like. Oh wait, no. This create line there. That's right. That's what it's showing. Oh, wait a minute here. I don't know if that's going to work. feel like this needs to be dropped down a little bit. So we're going to try that. You want to like that. Oh, that's just fucking, that's bothering me. Fucking roasting in here now. Is it? What is it? You ready to vote for it? I will here in a minute. All right. Oh, welcome in, everybody. Just getting some things set up. I've got a camera here. I've got the normal channel going live over there. Just getting ready to get started doing my nightly meditation. Wanted to invite everybody along to join me tonight. Yeah, this cord is for the phone that's plugged in, going for the vertical live YouTube over there. So yeah, looks like everything's going pretty good right now. Just double checking some things. Still fairly new to this. This is all early. If this starts working really good, I am going to be doing this nightly. Just to try to get, I've got to do my nightly meditation anyways, and a lot of people want to join in, and it's more of a community thing. So it definitely has worked out really well for me. So welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe if I've earned it. If you have any comments, feel free to put them in the comments section. And when I get a chance, I will try to respond to everybody. So, yeah. What is that? Oh, is that better? That does seem a little bit better. No, this is the picture there. Okay. Just setting a few things up before I get started. That just looks so terrible to me. Actually, I don't think I need it plugged in right now. So we're going to leave it without. This guy needs to be brought. Let's see if I can bring it down a little bit more. On the ground, I feel like it's way high up. All right, try that. Close them there. See if that makes a difference. Ooh. Here we are. Let's try that. All right. Seems to be working pretty good. All right. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and get started here with my nightly meditation. I was just trying to set up everything, make sure cameras, all that, kind of doing this by myself. So, and I've done it before. I've had these meditation sessions where I did the whole thing and then realized the mic or the sound wasn't coming through or something was kind of busted. So, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start with my nightly meditation. First thing that I like to do is I like to get grounded. I like to get fully set up here, get super relaxed, especially towards the end of the evening. It's important for me when I'm winding down. And for some people, that's this or that. For me, it's getting a good meditation in after a night. And what I'll do is just like my morning ones, I'll come in, I'll try to find a good spot. I'll sit up against the wall here because for this, it helps my back. I like the alignment. It really helps for me when I'm doing my meditation to have that centered, feel that balance, and not feel uncomfortable. So what I'll do is I'll start. Once I feel my grounding is really good and I'm starting to feel comfortable, I'll go ahead and I'll start with my breath work. And that's really step number 2, my breath work. And what I'll do is the same one I've been doing for a while, which is 4 seconds in, a brief hold, and then I'll do 6 seconds out. And it goes something like this. And I'll do that over and over again. And pretty much I'll do that throughout the whole meditation. Now, you don't have to do the hand gestures. You don't have to make the sound that I do. I just wanted to emphasize you really want to get that nice relaxing 4 seconds in and then 6 seconds out. Some people chant something while you're doing this. Some people have an idea about breath work already, so I'm not really going to go into that. I've made a separate video about that. So if you get a chance and you want to, please go check out my other videos. This one, after I start relaxing for a while and I start doing my breath work, it's really, I'm going to start feeling that heart, and that's going to start slowing down as well as my brain. And that's step number 3. It's really the heart-brain coherence is what we'll call it. And it's just where they start slowing down, they start communicating, they start getting aligned. It's really a more positive time for both your heart and your mind to sync up. And so after you get that kind of rhythm going, I'll sit there. Sometimes it takes a good 5-10 minutes to get that rhythm going. What I'll do is from there I kind of switch over to a hemi sync, and it happens very naturally. I say this, but after my heart feels fine and things are going there, usually the focus goes up to my mind. And at this point, I start thinking about mindfulness a little bit. I'll start thinking about practicing some of these other meditations. The idea here is not a chant. I'm not wishing for anything. This is not a prayer. This is a very relaxing openness. This is a time to get a deep connection with yourself. It's a good time to have a mindset for the day. My morning mindset is a little bit different than my night mindset. The things I slowly just kind of say to myself when I start getting into my meditation is I'm very thankful. I'm very positive. I had a great day. It was a great experience. This has been a great journey. And I don't say too much more than that. I just kind of sit there with it, just with the positivity. Because part of this meditation is that you're wanting to be like an antenna. You're like kind of like a beacon. You're sitting there with your positivity, your meditation. Like I said, this isn't a prayer, and this doesn't take very long to either. It's mainly a reset. It's a reset for your mind, for your body, for your nervous system, really for your heart. I do think meditation is the new hype, and whether you choose to go with a mindfulness meditation, I do what's called the Bentov meditation. If you've seen my channel, then you're familiar with what I do. If you're not familiar with my channel, then you don't really know about Itzhak Bentov. And just to make things simple, just, it's about taking care of yourself. It's about getting your mind focused, your heart healed, and living a better life. And that's really what it's been for me on this journey. I started doing my meditations probably a good 4 or 5 months ago now. And I just started doing it as kind of like a consciousness. I was doing some research and I really wanted to try meditation, and I found a good meditation from a scientist that I've been researching. Unfortunately, he had passed away before he had a chance to do any writings, really formal writings of the meditation. So I took a lot of his work, and that was Itzhak Bentov. Took a lot of his work and took the meditation out of it and been practicing that. And for me, it's been really good. It has a lot to do with vibration, oscillation, but in the holographic universe. But you can check out my channel, or I'll just, you should come hang out. But I'll basically finish the rest of the meditation that I do. So step 1, grounding. Step 2 is my breathing. Step 3 is going to be your heart and brain coherence. That's just a relaxing a connection, getting a nice, relaxing, harmonious wave with them, getting down to that 7 hertz. And 7 hertz is a frequency that your brain hits when you go into theta state, which is kind of like your meditative state. 7 hertz is kind of what your heart kind of tries to go for in that relaxing state. And 7 hertz is kind of what the heartbeat of the earth runs at, is that 7 hertz frequency. So step 4 is going to be your hemi-sync. That's really getting your right brain and your left brain to really relax. You're really wanting it to just kind of talk to each other and be in a very relaxful state. A few people will try different ways. I do it through my positiveness. I also have a music. It's like a water trickle sound. I do have it on my channel if you want to hear the sound that I listen to when I meditate. There's a few other ways that people have gotten there to do hemi-sync. And basically, just a lot of people's brains, you're either too right-sided or you're too left-sided on the brain. Your imagination takes over, or your logic side takes over. And that's really where a lot of people fail in meditation and really getting that higher enlightenment, is that for me, I use positivity. It gives, and just love and openness. It gives both sides something to chew on and agree about and be cool with that. They're both really good about, I can dig on that and be relaxed with it. They don't need to try to overachieve over each other or do anything like that. So that's where I'm finding some success. And I think that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be with openness, positivity, and heart. And I think that is the only way to achieve these upper enlightenment levels. So like I said, I've had a lot of success and just been doing this. I do this 2 or 3 times a day. It helps me mentally. In the morning when I do my meditation, it's basically a mindset just to tell myself, listen, today might be rough, but you're going to be okay. There's nothing you haven't seen before today that you're not going to, that you'll be able to get through. It's just more of a prep, that, and then just being that beacon of enlightenment and that holographic reflection. Remember that you are part of the universe and that you are something extremely special here, regardless of what anybody tells you or how they treat you. So there's a lot going on with that. And like I said, I discuss a little bit more in this. I also have books on Amazon and Kindle that I've been writing, having some really good success with. Seems like a lot of people like them from all over the world. So I'm really happy with that. But yeah, I just wanted to invite you guys all today to come sit down and hang out. I just wanted to have my meditation. I always like inviting people that might be interested in doing meditation, just to come see how it gets done. I don't care how it looks. A lot of people are like, oh, it looks funny or whatever, it looks weird or whatever. Looks like prayer or that looks foreign, and it's not. It's been around for thousands of years, and it's definitely a healing practice. It just doesn't get enough credit for the healing that it does for your mind and for your heart. And I think if more people practiced it, they live happier and better lives. That's for sure. So, yeah, this has been, like I said, I'm so glad that a lot of you guys have been able to join me today, and I appreciate it. I'm going to be doing these nightly. Um, I've been transferring most of my Amazon Kindle ebooks. They're now available on physical copies, so you can actually order a physical copy of them. They're just small books. I'm just trying to spread the good word of meditation and healing, and kind of my mentor, Itzhak Bentov. I just made a YouTube short video about how he died in the plane crash, and I actually have a picture of the plane as it was going down. So, yeah. I do thank you guys for all being here today. I know it's kind of late in the evening. I meant to try to do this earlier today. I wanted to get the meditation out there, but I've been working. I also have class right now. I've actually got to go and finish some schoolwork. But I always try to get my meditation in. It helps ground me. It helps me a more positive person, and it definitely has helped change my life. So, I'm sorry, it's kind of a boring scene. My little office space here is all I've got, but I'm making do with what I have, and I think that's what's important. Is whatever you have is to try to make the best of it. That really shows the strength of the inner person, and not just for yourself, but other people around you. I think see that. But yeah, things are going really good. I'm really happy. I had my 47th birthday last month. Everything. I'm healthy. I'm not on any medications, so that's good. I try to do my meditations. I try to eat healthier. I try to get some good sleep. That doesn't always happen. But yeah. But I'm going to continue my work with the Itzhak Bentov. I'm writing numerous books on various subjects. His work with the CIA. I'm also writing about his tapping into meditation and kind of the journey that he went on, and then as well as like everything that I've found. So far it's been really good. But if you get a chance, please hit that like. It does kind of inspire me to do more of these videos and spend some more of my time with you guys. But hopefully you guys got something here today. I appreciate it. I appreciate the community being here. Like I said, I've been so busy with all sorts of things. I'm really hoping that I can generate a little bit from the books so that I can go on more of a meditation tour. And then I'm hoping the meditation tour kind of inspires more people to do more meditations. I always say that, the real reason, and this is the honest reason that I do this, because right now I'm not getting paid at all for this channel, is one of the main reasons that I do this is I feel really strongly about this. I feel that if I can convince one person just to try meditation, just for a few days and just see how it treats you and actually take it serious, and, I think it might change a lot of lives. I think it might actually treat people pretty good. It's something that doesn't cost anything, which is rare these days. Everything costs something. Well, this doesn't. This just takes a moment of your time to get your thoughts straight, to get your heart straight, to have some reflection, some grounding, some understanding of yourself. I think that's important. And I think it's just a doorway or a key that you always have that power that a lot of people just don't exercise it. Um, so, but basically, I'm going to finish my meditation here. And then I've got a little bit more classwork to do. Um, and then I'm going to be writing some more on the eBooks and stuff. So, but here I just want to talk about the holographic reflection a little bit. It's after that's really number 5. That's the 5th step of the Bentov process. Is really the holographic reflection and expansion. That's what he would have called it, holographic state. It says he mentions that in all of his books, and those words don't translate very well nowadays. I'd like to use the words of awakening or conscious. I don't know. We lack the words sometimes when you're trying to describe something that doesn't get described very often. There's generally very few words to describe those things, and this is one perfect thing with the Itzhak Bentov and with consciousness, and specifically with his thoughts on the holographic reflection. It was mainly more of a state. It's how he kind of explained it in his words, is that you can see yourself like technically in a hologram, in physics, in a hologram, and each part of that hologram is the whole. You can see in that part of the hologram, you can see what the whole thing is, and the whole thing has a bit of each thing. So it's a vice versa type thing. And Itzhak always believed that the consciousness was very interconnected, like that. So that's why he kept using the holographic expansion or the holographic state. There's a standing wave too that he believed in as a human, even with the way your body and your spine curve. Itzhak Bentov believed that, and just how the Kundalini, how the energy was stored. There's a lot of really interesting things that I found in a lot of his in his writings and his books, and I was reading this along with kind of like a cybernetic AI that I have with me, and it found it very interesting. Just kind of uh, some of the things, and said, was telling me it would not be surprised if we don't find more things about Itzhak Bentov in these next decade. We've already learned so much, and a lot of neuroscience is really connecting to what he had said about. So I'm glad that we've had some meditation, some Bentov discussion. Like I said, I'm going to continue writing from different aspects of his life, because that's where I have the most material. And I'm also going to be doing, like I said, I'm trying to raise money. I'm selling the ebooks and the regular books to do a Itzhak Bentov type tour. I want to go and visit some of the places, some of the famous places of his life, see kind of some monuments and statues, and then shoot a video for everybody and share that for the community. I thought that would be really cool. And right now it's the middle of winter here in northern Michigan, and I plan on trying to do this all winter, raise as much as I can. So come springtime, maybe go and take that trip. So that's the idea. That's the plan. I do appreciate you guys joining me tonight. I do thank you all. Like I said, I will be continuing doing this tomorrow. I'll probably start a little bit sooner, probably 9 o'clock. I'm going to try to run a 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. This is a no scripted live session. I'm going to continue kind of making my other videos, but this one's just going to be completely live. I'm running both vertical live, and I'm running normal YouTube live there. Right now, I do not have chat turned on, I believe, for vertical. Just because, one, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see, and I'm not going to respond to everything right away. I wanted to come on, say what I had to say, give the meditation, teach and train a little bit. If you do have questions, I do have a comment section. You can get a hold of me on my channel. If there's an important question, I do thank you guys for all the support. And I do appreciate it when you guys come and say hi. The biggest thing I can ask for is if you end up getting any of my books, please put a review in there. Please tell me what you think of it or what you would add or whatever. Um, these books are anywhere from like around 25 pages. They're not a thick read. They're a small ebook, which I do have physical copies. So if people like to have an actual copy of it, plus I will sign any. This is what I decided too, is that I wanted to, for anybody who buys one of the first or early editions, and it'll say on it whether you buy it on Kindle. But if you buy a physical copy, I will sign them personally when I go on my tour and if I'm coming through your state. It's one of the ways that I figured that I can give back to some of the early adopters of my books and people that enjoyed the channel. But yeah. I'm still planning on maybe doing some giveaways too. There's a lot of people I understand that can't afford the books, especially this time of year. They really like Bentov. They really want to read the work. They just can't afford it right now, and I understand that. I will be giving away 50 copies to of my books to people that want them. So if you just don't have the means, I reach out to me. Obviously I can't just give all of my books away for free, but if you've got a story, if you've got something for me, reach out to me. I'll do everything in my power. If I can give you a copy or I can take care of you, I will. I know that, like I said, life is a little bit rough for a lot of you guys right now, but specifically for the people that are watching my live meditations, for my subscribers, for my early adopters, and for people that are watching this right now. Like I said, if you want a free copy of my book, let me know, or one of my books. I've got 8 of them, working on like I think a 9th. So yeah. Another question that I have, and I'm going to talk to each of these cameras differently. Other question that I have is, what are your books about? And most of them are about Itzhak Bentov's work. Now, whether that's meditation and the meditations that I'm doing, that still involves Itzhak Bentov. We can't talk about that meditation and not talk about Itzhak Bentov. So, and also my other books involve, I've got the #1 release in Wave and Wave Mechanics right now. That's because of Itzhak Bentov, his vibrations and oscillations. And that wasn't even my vibrations book, which is another book that I've got out there. So, yeah. I'm going to do a bunch about Bentov. I love his work. And obviously, I have such limited amount of material. He died at such an early age that it's really hard to get some good material, other stuff that other people don't have. But I've actually been able to do a super deep dive and get some good material. So, but thank you guys. If you made it this far, I do appreciate it. I'm going to wrap this up here. I will be back tomorrow evening. If you guys have nothing else going on, please join me. I'll probably turn chat on tomorrow night and we can talk. We can chat if you guys want to talk and chat, if that sounds good. But thanks again, everybody. Have a beautiful night. And as always, may your journeys be blessed.